Welcome to day 10 of Blender Tricks by Josh, a series of tricks I've used to create some of my favourite projects. Today I'm going to show you the compositing nodes I use for every render. First, it's important for us to understand how these nodes work. Each node we add processes our render and gives an output. Plugging this into the next node treats it as an entirely new render to work with, building off the previous node. This means the order of our nodes can matter. I say can as sometimes the difference isn't actually that noticeable. I don't want to overcomplicate things, but that's worth noting. If you aren't getting the look you were expecting, you might want to move some things around. I usually like to color grade first, adding an RGB curve, maybe a brightness contrast, and a color balance node. Next, working off these nodes, I'll add a glare node set to fog glow. Sometimes I'll keep it more subtle, but here I think a higher strength is working well. I add a slight vignette and a lens distortion node, usually only changing the dispersion slightly and clicking fit. Previously, there have been multiple ways to add grain. I've always found this setup to be best, but now we have this film grain node. There are a few different options you have to choose from this list. You can stick to creating your own grain, but I fear that whoever the madman was that put this together probably knows his shit. You could stop here, but for this use case, I've added a separate color node, a translate node for the red output, and then a combine color node. This slightly misaligns the red in the image to give it a distorted digital look. And boom, that's how I use the compositing tab for every project. How have you been finding this series so far? It seems to be doing pretty well, but any feedback is good feedback. Thanks for watching. Adios.